Before there was the Tiger King, Siegfried and Roy were at the top of the big cat kingdom. Today, the entertainment world is mourning one half of that dynamic duo. Roy Horn passed away yesterday from complications related to COVID-19. Horn and longtime partner Siegfried Fischbacher were renowned for incorporating white tigers and other large cats into their magic act. They got their start on cruise ships and later became one of the longest-running acts on the Las Vegas Strip. Roy Horn was 75. The world is looking back at the life and legacy of Little Richard, a rock legend whose hits inspired a generation of musicians, from the Beatles to the Rolling Stones. Little Richard is labeled one of the founding fathers of rock and roll. He was flamboyant and vocal. Here's Eric Sorensen.
If rock and roll was a music revolution in the 1950s, as much as anyone, Little Richard led the rebellion. More than Elvis or other artists, Little Richard shocked conservative America. Black, ostentatious, glittery, no one had seen anything like him.
My friends thought I was crazy, and my cousins thought I was a kook.
His wailing energy that drew from gospel and the blues won over white kids and black. That and the suggestive lyrics of a song like Tutti Frutti saw his music banned in parts of the segregated South.
They didn't want the white kids to listen to black music.
But they did listen, and no one could take their eyes off him. He left music for a while to become a preacher, but his influence was seminal. He inspired the likes of Mick Jagger, James Brown, Rod Stewart, and he influenced one of his own opening acts called the Beatles.
Paul loved the way I said, woo, he loved that.
Another Beatle, Ringo Starr, is among the music icons honoring Little Richard, posting one of my all-time musical heroes. Beach Boy and innovator Brian Wilson said he showed us all how to rock and roll, and Spike Lee called him one of the true creators. Little Richard was featured in a Spike Lee ad that turned Spike into Michael Jordan.
Look, Mom, I can fly.
For years, he felt his groundbreaking impact wasn't fully recognized.
And the best new artist is...
Little Richard once stole the show at the Grammys.
Me. Never received nothing. You all never gave me no Grammy.
And yet, Little Richard was in the first group of inductees in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1986.
I'm blessed. I've stood the test.
Little Richard sang into his 70s. He was fearless and he was an original. Eric Sorensen, Global News.